Fun one for you today, guys. Are you tired of wondering what makes your Instagram competition so successful? In this episode today, I'm going to be sharing how to crack the Instagram code by monitoring your competition. So get ready to gain some valuable insight and discover actionable tips to supercharge your own Instagram strategy. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready for this. I am so excited to be sharing this with you. I discovered this about a month ago, and the reason why I need to give you some backstory and why this came to be, and I'm trying to see, it's up here, a book. Okay, I was reading the book, The YouTube Formula, okay? And in this book, it tells you to analyze your competition and within YouTube itself, and to help you generate ideas. And this is not really a new thing to me because you can also do this with SEO. And maybe I need to share this with you guys because it's pretty sweet. You can use this with SEO and see what your competitors are already ranking for in SEO. And then you can generate content off that because you know it's already doing well. So that's essentially what this concept was, but doing it with YouTube. And as I started to create my spreadsheet, because I love spreadsheets, they're my friend, they make me happy. I took a pause and I said, why not do this for Instagram? I would love to know some of this information from Instagram. And so I started doing some research, and I was like, there's gotta be tools out there that does this for me. And because I was struggling at finding it for YouTube, I'm going to be honest. And I'm hoping to share that with you one day when I figure out the best way to do it for YouTube, but I haven't figured that out yet. So we're sharing with Instagram. And so there are 2 analytics that I found that are free to use this part of the tool. And just so you know, like everything, right? The free version doesn't offer everything for you. So these 2, I'm going to link below the tools that I used. And so one is a profile analyzer, and this is by inflack.com is this one that I'm going to start out with. And the other one is notjustanalytics.com. And again, I'll link to those below. And so what you do is you go through, and I would recommend doing a spreadsheet with this. Maybe I'll provide a link to my spreadsheet to help you get started. We'll see if I have time to do that before this goes live. But if you're listening to this later, maybe I added it. But anyways, so what I did is I did Instagram competitors that I want to look at. And so I did a column of that inside a spreadsheet. And then I did some extra columns, and these columns were number of followers, engagement percentage, average user percentage, posts per week, and then I did a column that generated Not Just Analytics link for me, because it will link directly to whoever your competitor is based off of their handle. And then after that is the average new follows per day. And then I had a checkbox area where if I considered them successful, I wanted to dive into what they were doing more. Okay, so what I did is I went into the profile analyzer one. And so I'm going to hurry and just kind of jump in here so I can kind of tell you what it does, because okay, side note though. This is a podcast episode, so I can't demonstrate this to you. If you want to see this in action, I will be doing a YouTube video on it so you can see this in the works, and actually how to do it and all the fun stuff, what my spreadsheet looks like, all that fun stuff, okay? So you put in the handle of one of these people that you're analyzing, one of your competition. And then if you scroll down, it's going to tell you a bunch of stuff. And so it's going to tell you the engagement levels and the followers, the average users activity, and it's going to tell you the number of posts per week and the number of posts per month. Okay. And then you're just going to start entering this information into that spreadsheet. And you might be surprised. I'm going to quickly note here again, because you need to be comparing this to yourself too. So make sure you do your own handle as well, so you have a base off of who's doing better than you. And so what you'll do is you'll look at that and you'll start typing in this stuff. And some of these numbers, like these engagement numbers, this is just based off what this one tool is saying. It doesn't mean that it's completely 100% accurate for Instagram itself. Instagram does their own thing. So don't take it as like, this is by the book, this is like what it is, because if you go into the just not in analytics 1, 2, it gives you a percentage there as well, and it will be different than the other one. So just as a side note, it's not perfect, but this is a good way for you to get a starting base on what's working for your competition. So once you kind of go through all this, you're going to pick the competition that you really want to dive into. And I didn't mention though, you'll want to do just not analytics too, and you're going to want to put those average new followers per day in the category, because if that's what you're trying to do, you need to see what's working for these people. If they're getting lots of followers, that's who you want to dive deeper into and figure out what's working for them. Yes, they could be adding or doing ads to theirs, but for the most part, like if they're doing regular blog posts, or not blog posts, regular posts, you got to see what's working for them. So once you do that, then you're going to dive in deeper. And things that you want to know is you're going to go on to the profile analyzer, and things that I want you to know is posts per week. How many posts are they posting per week? Not Just Analytics also tells you their hashtag list and what's working really well for them. But if you keep scrolling down, it will tell you their post detail analytics, and it will tell you the views and how they're doing on lots of the things. So you can see, like as I'm scrolling through this one that I'm looking at, I'm seeing ones that are doing really well. And so what I would do is I'd click on that, and I would see what that post is actually doing. So like this one that I just clicked on, this is for my DIY site. It is an actual, here's how to do a project. It gives you kind of steps. It gives you the before and then the after, and then it gives kind of the steps. And so what I discovered, because I want to tell you what I discovered from this for my DIY site, inside the YouTube video, I'm going to be going through this for TFF Entrepreneur. I have not done it yet, so I will be doing that. So I can't tell you the details yet with it. But what I discovered, which I thought was very interesting, the people that were doing really well in the space, my competitors that were doing really well, that were getting lots of followers, really good engagement, all that stuff. Here's the crazy part, guys. The posts that they were posting per week on average was 1, if not less. So they were only posting once per week, but I guarantee, and this is something that you need to do your research on, that they're in stories often. So they're only sharing an actual post once a week, and they're trying to make that post be as high quality as possible. So you know how those Instagram gurus are telling you that you need to post at least once a day or multiple times a day, or that you need to post at least 3 times a week. This might not be true for your industry. It might not be true for what's working for your competitors. And so this is such a cool tool for you to quickly see what's working for your competitors and start diving into those competitors in particular. Because the thing here that is just so cool is that you get to see the average new follower per day and their engagement. And so you can take that and see what's really working for their audience and how you can benefit from that as well. And so what I noticed, I already told you that I noticed the posts per week, but I also noticed what posts were doing really well across the board for all of these. And they were all before and afters with a quick how-to video on sharing like the process. And it wasn't even like that, it was like, next you'll do this step. It was like, here's the before and here's the after. And then it quickly just showed a video of like a recap of how it went to be. And so, and that was like 10 times, like every single one of them basically was doing that. And that was doing so well for them. So you'll probably start seeing these trends that are happening with your competitors and stuff that you should be doing. So with that was like this quick little video, or not video because you can't see it. I'm sorry, you can't see it. But that was just a quick little introduction of how this works. I really want to encourage you to go look at my YouTube video on this. I'm hoping that it'll be live before this video so I can link to it below. But if not, go to YouTube. My YouTube link is below and go check it out, because you need to start take action in this. You need to see what is working for your competitors. And let's stop guessing and let's see what's actually working. And let's stop like taking it from a different industry and hoping it'll work for you. If you're just starting out, things are working for some people, and so you need to test it. But there is a time and a place. I do feel like that you need to take a chance and try something new. Maybe it'll do really, really well for your industry, but you should also be utilizing what's already working. So put those into what you're doing. And I will say, because you're probably wondering, I started implementing that same strategy into my 2 Feet First DIY Instagram page. And oh my gosh, I've gotten more engagement. I've gotten more followers. And I will say this because I'm trying to grow followers. And this might go against what other people say, but this is what I do, and it has worked really well for me. So this is just another little tip for you at the end of this podcast episode. Is what I do is, if something does really well, if a post does really well, like above average for what my posts are doing, and you'll know what that is for your post. What I'll do is I'll boost it. I'll boost the post on Instagram. And that means that I'm going to pay for ads towards that. And I'm going to pay where my goal is to get viewers to my profile, because I want to get more followers. And so I'm only going to boost something that's already working, that wasn't boosted already, that there was no ads going to it to get the followers in the first place, because that's telling me that people are really liking this. I've already got really good engagement with it, already got some followers with it, but let's boost it and make it even bigger. That's what I do. And I'll boost it for $1 a day for a few days. Like it's not even that long. Like I spend maybe $10 for 10 days. Like, and that to me is a lot. I normally do 5 days. So I'll do $1 a day for 5 days. And sometimes it'll be $2 a day for 5 days. But I really don't go over 5 days. I feel like that's like a good cap. And then I need to cycle through and do something else. Because guess what? By that time, I'm going to be sharing new content. So there's a little tip for you. You can even do it for 3 days. That's normally like really great. That's normally when your engagement kind of hits. So just a little tip for you, but be sure to go check out that video that I talked about. And I hope this helps you crack the code for your competition on Instagram.